New show concepts for the WWE Network?
Let's talk about that.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 3. Let's talk about that. I'm Mike Hogan,
And I'm Justin Cad.
and we're going to talk about new show concepts for the WWE Network.
Because hopefully we can get through this.
They have enough room. They have enough.
They got plenty of space.
They
It's
added
called their own universe.
They added old stuff. They want to draw in more people.
They do.
Let's start. Let's start have some original material in there.
Original material.
Breaking Ground's good, and
I do like Breaking
Divas, but it's
Ground.
always behind. Breaking Ground isn't, but Total Divas, oh, that's behind. We want stuff that week to week you draw in people going, I want to see what's happening.
And Tough Enough was kind of a failure or something.
Oh, don't bring up Tough Enough.
And they had talked about doing the Diva Search on the network, but they said Layla was going to be the host, but now she retired and
Got married.
she got married to Ricky Ortiz. That was a
No.
former WWE
I
superstar.
know. With the towels thing.
Yes, the towel guy.
And he looks totally different with his hair definitely cut, so very strange.
But anyway, so some of the concepts that were talked about that we saw,
Yeah, that come up, yes.
they came up with a day in the life, where you just talk about, they show a day in the life of a
They
wrestler.
pick him and follow him around, or her, a diva. It'll work both on the big stage or NXT.
That is true. Well, it's kind of like how they do with Corey Graves, where he goes around and he sees these different, culture shock things, and then he also talks to people about their
But they
tattoos.
definitely have to make them a little bit longer than 10 minutes or 8 minutes.
Yes.
They're very short.
They are very short.
I would like Renee Young's show. I would like it to be drawn out. How about you interview 2 or 3 people?
Yes, do like what was it called on not Mean Gene. Vince McMahon had his own interview thing. It looked like a Tonight Show type
Yes,
thing. I don't remember what it was called. What was it called?
Tuesday Night
It was
Titans.
Tuesday Night Titans.
Yes.
Do that with Renee Young on the network. Have her sit there with a desk interviewing people.
Yeah, it ain't got to be WWE stars. You got other people when they.
She does interview other people,
Yes.
but let it be like a 30-minute thing.
Yeah, 30 minutes is pretty good.
It would be nice.
But they got other ones like Wrestling Wives, because you got Basketball Wives and other shows. Yeah, sure. Why not? Would you like to see the at-home life of some of the wrestlers' wives?
Well, they actually had talked about that, and this kind of goes to one of the last ones here, but they kind of talked about the Big Show getting his own cooking show on the network with Big Show and his wife.
I wouldn't mind seeing
Cooking at home. And Emma, she's doing a YouTube cooking show, cooking with, however you say her real name, Tanel or whatever it is. But anyway, so she's got a cooking show. Put it on the network.
You got Xavier Woods, Up, Down, Down. That's on YouTube. The game. Hey, people
I
love
do.
gaming.
I love the Up, Down,
People
Down.
love gaming. You can't 15. Give us 15 minutes of that if you can't do 30. But
I think those videos are 15 minutes.
But
I watch
you can
them.
do 30.
I watch them and they're at least 15 minutes because they're actually doing like tournaments with some of the wrestlers. They're sitting there and they all give each other nicknames and stuff. Like he's Austin Creed, one of his old names,
Right.
and then Sasha Banks is the boss, and they got all different nicknames for everybody, and they just play video games and they do a tournament thing to where the loser of the tournament has to get like different punishments from all the people that did not lose. Whether it's standing up against a wall and getting pelted with tennis balls, or eating a hot pepper, or whatever the case may be. That is basically the concept, and that could be a show for the network.
Yeah, and you got the karaoke. Karaoke's real big.
So you
Like
got
with the Spike,
Superstar
TV,
Karaoke.
the Spike TV. Come
Yes,
on. Who would not want to see some of the superstars try to sing?
Yes.
And you're not really singing. You're just lip syncing to the words. So
Well, karaoke you would actually sing.
I would rather see them do.
I would see the lip sync where
Yes.
they do all the dances to the
Right.
to the songs and stuff where they're they don't have to make a fool of themselves actually singing when they can't sing.
Right.
And then you got superstar hideaways, kind of like diners, drive-ins, and dives with a different superstar hosting every week, where they go to a local restaurant
That they like.
when they tour that certain area.
Yeah.
I think that's a neat idea. And
or cook on. I mean, they could like go in the backstage in the kitchen, talk to the chef or the owner, cook some meals.
Exactly.
I wouldn't mind seeing some kind of like dating game. How about win a date with a wrestler?
There you go. And have normal people on there.
Have normal people on there after you give them a good background checks.
Of course.
And you have the single girls, the single guys,
Yes.
win a date. I mean, come on. Tickets to a show in your area. You win dinner. You know what I got? And see how things go.
It ain't gotta be creepy.
It ain't gonna be creepy.
It could just be, for the show, just film the little, have a little
Yes.
date thing, and then they have, they get to go see a free wrestling show or whatever.
Now,
go
one thing
backstage
I
and
wish
see
they would
people.
start up again. That they still got on there is the Legends.
Yes.
The Legends Roundtable.
Legends Roundtable.
You don't have. Tell me you ain't got enough legends out there to bring in to talk about different eras or different storylines or different factions or different whatever.
Right. That wasn't already talked about on that show.
Right, but it's been old, so you got new footage. You got more people's ideals and things.
Exactly. And now that you got a lot of the older footage, like the Stampede, you could bring in Jim Neidhart. You could bring in Bret Hart. You could bring in some of the like Jake Roberts. He wrestled in Stampede. There's a bunch of people that did.
Oh, yeah.
You could bring them in and just have them talk about just stories from Stampede. Or you do the same thing with Mid-South. Bring in Bill Watts and Ted DiBiase and some of the other ones that have not, of course, passed away.
Right.
You bring them in and they talk about the different stories of the territory. Stuff like that. Of course, they're not going to get Jim Cornette to come in for Smoky Mountain because he hates WWE,
But hey, that's the way it goes.
it does go that way. But,
But
I mean,
still-
there's plenty of material.
Plenty of
Indies.
people out there who would come in and take a check and sit down and, hey, you could do 2 or 3 with the same panel.
And what is this? Is this like, is this last one kind of like,
Cutthroat Kitchen.
Cutthroat Kitchen?
Yeah.
Combat Kitchen? Yeah, I was
Yes.
thinking almost like Iron Chef, too.
Could be like Iron
Because
Chef
it's like,
as well.
because they are competing against each other. Like one-on-one, you bring in a experienced chef and you have one WWE superstar every week come in and you have 2 or 3. Just like the Iron Chef, you have 2 or 3 trained chefs, and he or she picks that one, and they battle it out. I do like Cutthroat Kitchen, where you got 3 or 4 of them, and they have to pick different random ingredients,
Yes.
stuff like that. There's
Yes.
all different ways, and WWE, of course, is going to put their own spin on all this
Of course
stuff.
there is.
So,
Which is fine.
it
And
is.
another thing they could add to the network. How about your movies? You got plenty of movies. They don't have
That's
a movie
true.
night. Have a movie night. You got plenty
Friday
of movies
night
out there.
movie night.
Yes. I mean,
Yes,
you got
that's true.
Sunday's pay-per-view, Saturdays, whatever. I mean, you pick a night. Friday night would be a good night.
Friday night big night.
I mean, you got... and that's one
Immediately
thing.
following SmackDown on the network, we have, and they show the what do you call it, Condemned, or they
Yes,
show
whatever.
they show the Marine, or the Marine 2, or the Marine 3, or the Marine 4, or See No Evil, or See No Evil 2. All these
They're
different
out there.
movies. They've got.
But they don't put them on. They don't put them on the network.
Yeah, they don't have them on there.
Just like Netflix, but better. Well, we need to put some movies on there. How about that?
Exactly. And I would like. I mean, I know they talked about this concept before. They were going to do it with Santino, but a sitcom, a scripted sitcom.
No.
They were going to do that with Santino, but that would be interesting. Like some of the, almost like, okay, Legends House was like a, what do you call it, a reality
we were
show.
doing a Legends House.
That would be cool, bringing different people to do Legends House.
Yeah.
But what would be cool is if they did that to where it's scripted. Some of the wrestlers that don't got nothing going on, or some of the retired ones, they do a show. But you have experienced actors in there too. It doesn't have to be a whole cast of wrestlers. You have a whole experienced crew, just like in the movies. In the movies they do. Have one wrestler on the show, put a concept behind it, give them a character. They don't have to be
No,
their
they
wrestling
don't.
character. And make a sitcom out. They'd be different. They've
would be
got
different.
so much material they could do.
Well,
and that could be something for the Hollywood writers to actually be good at.
Yes, that's true. How about this? Mystery Science Theater 3000 is coming back.
Yes.
How about something like that? How about something like that? How wrestlers
Yeah.
come in, look at old matches that are bad matches that are mad.
Well,
that
you remember they used to
and
do
you
that.
could have
Do you remember they used to do that with B.G. James, Road Dogg James,
Yes, they did on the
and
YouTube.
Josh
Yes,
Matthews.
that's right.
And they had Puppet.
They were-
had Puppet H.
They were stuck in the basement. Yes, they'll love that.
That was a good show.
There you go.
And they showed different clips, and they dogged on them clips. They
Yes.
just dogged on everybody on there.
Don't tell me you can't get 30 minutes out of that.
Exactly, and of course Josh Matthews is not there, but you can have Road Dogg and one
Have
of the other
one
hosts,
center, one guy who's there a week, and have
a special person in there.
Yes.
Yeah, you have one of make sure it's one of the funny commentators or something like that.
Yes.
Not one of these dry ones that are stupid. But anyway, like some of these funny ones, like Josh Matthews and Road Dogg really worked well with each other.
Yes. Any of the New Day.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, but that would be something, and I think it would help. And I think it would bring in.
Man, they need to hire us.
I think they would bring in more viewers, which they want. They want more viewers.
Because it's not. It doesn't have to be all about the old wrestling or these pay-per-views and stuff like that. And you can add all this other stuff in there to make it more of a complete thing,
okay.
like Netflix.
And why not? You got Austin. How about Jericho? How about Flair? How about why don't you have these people have a podcast? Why is it just Austin for?
Exactly.
Get more people. And how about a day in a life? A day in a life with Vince McMahon.
True.
Do you not think that would draw?
It would.
I know he's not going to give you all the stuff, but come on. You start off at his house when he comes out in the morning at 3 o'clock.
Yes, he starts very early.
And you follow until he goes back to bed at 1?
Yes.
Until he goes back in his house?
He gets 2 hours of sleep. That's going to be a long show.
But there's so much stuff out there that you watch that if they just look at what ratings do, that they could make,
Yes.
But I love, as long as they're adding old stuff, helps me out because I love the old stuff, so I like that.
But anyway, I think this has been a good one.
This has been a good one.
A lot of different ideas, because, I came in with this having no clue.
You did.
I just knew the ones that have already been discussed that we found out about. And, they just flow off the tongue. They really do.
They do.
There's a lot of good concepts out there, a lot of good things that they could do that doesn't have to be all in the center of a wrestling ring.
Nope.
That could still be good for the network and still be good for the fans to enjoy.
And like we said too, working with Tommy Dreamer. How about show his show on the network?
Yes. Have House of Hardcore on there. Have Lucha Underground's not going to do it.
No.
Triple A's not going to do it. In New Japan's not going to. But there's other promotions. These lower level promotions that are never going to touch you.
Right.
Evolve. They've been working with Evolve a lot.
Yeah. Why
Put
not?
Evolve stuff on it.
It ain't going to hurt you. It's only going to help you.
That's true.
It's going to show people what a future WWE superstar could be from this group. So that's all
And you
can
can get like the old footage of when what's his name? Apollo Crews was down there. Start from back then and show his rise.
And didn't they buy the Memphis stuff, or is that still up in the air?
I haven't heard finalization on that.
I know. So
Jerry Lawler works for him. I don't get it.
I know that should be showing up on there.
Makes sense.
It should be.
Why would it take that long? And of course, the bad thing about Continental, because that's
the guy. Yes, but that guy, Woods.
he owns a Fox in Montgomery, but he only owns a portion from I think when he took over. David Woods, I think.
David Woods, that's it. Ding, 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 ding. Very good.
But anyway, I think he owns a portion from when he took over till when he ended it, because he was the last one that owned it. And so there's like multiple people that own this Continental stuff, and so I think they're not even looking at, probably even looking at that. But I mean, that would show people like Yokozuna, Shane Douglas, Arn Anderson. So many people started down at Continental, and that would be very cool to see that.
See it as Lord Humongous.
Sad.
Some of you are like, wow, he was there. And some people that may not have even been in the WWE, but maybe a little bit. Eddie Gilbert,
Yes, true.
That. But like you said, Shane, a young Shane.
Paul Heyman was down there in Continental.
Because
that was the thing. Towards the end, I think, when Paul Heyman was there, it was like the precursor to ECW, because they started getting a little more crazy.
So. But that's what we talked about this week. Well, let's talk about that. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Coming up next on part 4 of the list.
That does up. Yes.
We're going to talk about.
We're not going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
We are not going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
We're going to let you know.
We're going to talk about the booking of the individual style takeover NXT.
Story time
again.
With what is my name again? Justin Cotta.
Get the book out.
Get your book out. Story time with Justin Cotta.
I'm
losing my mind.
We're going to do a new thing called 10 Shocking WWE Superstar Firings No One Saw Coming. Surprising. Some of these people get fired. They didn't see it.
The one you're talking about right here has been fired like 20 times.
Yes, but it didn't see it coming though. And also, it's time to rebook again. And we're going to rebook NXT this time. We're going to rebook TakeOver Fatal 4-Way.
With our own roster.
Which, if you saw the roster, if you look on our Facebook page. So
yes, it is on there. And of course, once we tell you what we've rebooked, this will also be posted on the Facebook page.
It's there every week.
Every week on the Facebook. So you get it? See, on the Facebook.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back for part 4, The List
That does not miss. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm just a cat.
We'll see you in a few clicks. New Sean. Jeez, New Sean!
We got a new shit!